Hi, welcome to Cinema Sphincter, the show where me and Damian talk about our personal least favorite films. Today, Damian, would you like to do the honors of telling our 21 subscribers what we watched?
Yeah, we watched Alice in Wonderland. And I'm a big Alice in Wonderland fan. I've been since I was very young. I've read the stories, I've seen different movies and adaptations. And one of my favorite movies is even the 1950 one. So I was very, very excited to see
You want to just
it.
talk to me?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm talking to the camera. But I was very excited to see it. And we went to see it first day.
Yep.
And 3D and all that.
And we loved it.
It was like
We thought we did.
yeah, it was
Remember?
a strange experience.
At least I did. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then, like, after like a day of thinking about it, I think we both came to the horrible realization that it was really, really not a very good movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember kind of being in such shock that I was watching like another adaptation. That I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed the movie.
And I wasn't so much that big of a Alice in Wonderland fan, but I was still excited for it. Like, I enjoyed that movie as a kid. I mean, it's one of your favorite movies, the '50s one. But yeah, I definitely wasn't as personally offended by the film, but I definitely hated it, and my hatred's been growing for it since 2010. We finally watched it again last night in preparation for this video, and
I mean, I could do comparisons to the original. Like it's almost null and void because that's not even the point. Like he didn't want to make the same story again.
right.
He wanted to do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Like, part of me just feels like Alice in Wonderland should be done a certain way. Like, you follow kind of certain. I don't know, because you're
Or you
supposed to.
don't follow certain. You follow.
It gives you a lot of
the
room
rule
to be
of-
very creative, use your imagination.
Yeah,
Kind of be funny, be dark, be different things, surreal.
but I think the last thing you want to do with Alice in Wonderland is make too much sense. You know, Lewis Carroll, like, invented the nonsensism
Yeah.
thing, and the movie, the two movies I've seen, Alice in Wonderland, the Disney one, and then Alice
Yeah.
from 1988,
Yeah.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
What language is that movie in?
I'm not sure. It was maybe
Was it
maybe
Sweden?
German, Swedish, yeah. I mean, we saw the English dub, so I'm not sure what the language
Oh,
was.
we did. That's true. Yeah, but yeah, those are two really good examples of great Alice in Wonderland stories.
Yeah.
And are there any others?
There's plenty of different adaptations, movies, There's a silent one. There's a porn. We could watch that on Circle Jerks. Alice in Wonderland XXX.
Is it a hardcore porn, or I saw like a softcore Alice in Wonderland
Oh, yeah.
porn.
I mean, that might have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Was it like on Netflix? But before we get too off topic, we both wrote some notes, as we shall do many times in the future.
I mean, I guess what we could do is just run through the movie and just talk about it.
Yeah.
We could, like, just start off, like, just like an overall theme of the movie is, there's, like, plot things that I don't really like, and plot doesn't really belong, but, like, if you're gonna do plot, like, having, like, a war story doesn't really fit, you know what I mean?
Right. And I haven't read through the Looking Glass, but I know that there's like a chess.
Yeah, the game is based
war?
around...
Is it a war?
Like, chess is kind of a war, the game, you know what I mean? It's like it's not a war, but like it is a chess game where like the characters move from different spots on the board and interact with each other, you know, and that's kind of, you know.
They don't fight. Yeah.
It's not like fighting. It's like, you know, oh fuck, I broke the pen. But it's like if you go on a certain space, the other one will disappear, you know, stuff like that. It's kind of like a chess game.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since I read it. I'd really like to read it again now that I'm all in the mood. I've been thinking about it so much.
All right, so for the people who didn't see the movie in 2010, it's called Alice in Wonderland. It was directed by Tim Burton, and it was written by Linda Wolverton,
Oh yeah.
who also wrote screenplays for Beauty and the Beast, Homeward Bound, The Lion King, 1, 1.5, and 2,
Oh really?
and Maleficent, and then the recent Through the Looking Glass
Oh really?
movie. So she's experienced in writing for Disney shit. The basis of the story is Alice Kingsley, which she gets a last name. I don't know. I can't remember. I
They
did
name some of the characters, and it's really
yeah,
weird.
yeah. I also have that written down. We can get to that. But like Alice Kingsley, pretty much is an oddball, and it's not accepted by anybody in her family or extended family. And she is pretty much getting forced into an arranged marriage with a really nerdy ginger dude, and she doesn't want to marry him. And then that's we get that, and that's I think that's my first note is first scene equals pointless, and then my second note was all character development outside of Wonderland equals pointless. So yeah, all that shit was really unnecessary.
They kind of like try and foreshadow things, but it's not necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we could have just got the traditional Alice reading a book in a field, and then she follows the rabbit. But
Yeah.
but it's not that bad. You know, we get this.
They're trying to make it like a
scene.
movie, you know.
Yeah, we get this first scene.
And I
She
wonder-
follows the rabbit, and she falls down the hole, and they just really like everything that's taken from Alice in Wonderland feels so just really fake, you know. Like everything they tried, like the first thing that I noticed, like the first thing she does in Wonderland is she drinks the potion that makes her small, you know.
Yeah.
Or makes her big first, and then she eats the cake, and that makes her small, so she can go through the door. And that whole scene, like many scenes to come in this film, is just so
It's like a reference.
very not authentic at all. Just a very hollow reference
Yeah.
to the source material, which Tim Burton is very good at, not giving a shit about his source material and just doing whatever he wants to do. And sometimes that works, like with Batman Returns, and does not work for things like Willy Wonka, Planet of the Apes, and this film. So we get a lot of really dry fan service. I said something like, when Alice says "curiouser" and "curiouser," they could have just put that on the screen in like giant bold white text, and it would have the same effect, because she just delivers it in such a bland way.
They just
And
put
it's
there
like,
for
oh.
nerds like me to notice it and get mad at.
Yeah. And then I think one of your first notes is like how shitty Tweedledee and Tweedledum look. I think you have that there.
Yeah, they're kind of
You
creepy.
wanna
Like
talk about that?
the art style, like it kind of makes me feel bad to put it down because, you know, a lot of effort. It's very detailed and rich and stuff, but it looks it looks, I don't know how to describe it. I would say like it doesn't really work for me. You know what I mean? I don't really enjoy the art style very much. It kind of it looks too fake, and that's fine. But like there's too much CGI, and that's like you kind of expect that. But it's like it's really like blurry and dense, and
Yeah.
it's kind of ugly. You know, it really doesn't look that good, and it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like the whole art style, and it really kind of makes me feel bad to say that. But one of the first things I noticed, and I didn't even think about this, and I'll give you an example, but is Tweedledee and Tweedledum are like cartoon CGI characters with very realistic human faces.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
really
thought that was really
off-putting.
creepy. You know, like,
Yeah. And the same thing with the caterpillar, who is named Absalom, and
yeah,
that's a note that I have like later on is um, everyone has a name now. All the characters.
yeah, I noticed that,
Um,
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
the caterpillar has a name. The Mad Hatter has a name. I can't remember what that is. Um, the March Hare has a name. Everybody has a name. Everybody has a name for some reason. And all these wonderful characters uh, get thrust into this world that is just, for being, a fantasy movie, all too realistic
Yeah.
and completely going against the spirit of Alice in Wonderland. And I'd like to mention that I was drinking a little bit when I watched the movie. That's usually how I'm able to get through movies that I hate that as much as this. Um, so some of these are really vague, and I'm not going to remember exactly why I wrote them. But yeah, my third one is just fan service, suck my dick.
Mhm.
That's what I wrote, and I feel like there was a more powerful emotion. There was a reason why I wrote that, more than just like, oh, I'm just really displeased with all this soulless referencing. There was probably a line. It might have been the curiouser and curiouser line that I just, it really turned me off. Um, and then I wrote another line or note that might be a little redundant after the last one, was the movie does shit because it has to. Like, there's a lot of stuff that like it's even worse than something like Star Trek Into Darkness that
I don't
has
think
a
it's
lot.
that bad. It's like similar, but Into Darkness was pretty bad. Shit.
Action.
This fucked everything up.